It's Mike Campbell, County Judge here in Clay County, and I want to give you a little update on the fire event that we had on Friday. Many of you remember how serious that was at the time. We had blocked traffic on 287, 79, and 82. Volunteer fire departments from all over the county responded. Did visit with Keith Birch, and we did a tour this afternoon of the affected area, and certainly a lot of acreage has burned off. First estimates thought around 8,000 after Texas Forestry Service flew it this morning, and it looks like it's going to be a little over 6,000, maybe around 6,300 acres actually that has in fact burned. But of that, we're so fortunate and grateful that no homes involved in this thing. There were some where the fire burned right up to the house and just went around. So we're so thankful for that. But maybe some outbuildings, that sort of thing, may be damaged. The concern as I drove through was looking at all the pipelines and natural gas, that sort of thing. We're so thankful that none of that caught on fire too. Could have been a lot worse than it was, and it wasn't because of all the volunteer fire departments from Clay County, plus a whole bunch from surrounding counties as well. They tell me you had 17 volunteer fire departments involved in this before it was all over. Not to mention the Texas Forestry Service had a strike team, I believe, out of Cook County that came in and was very instrumental in stopping the flame as it moved northwards towards Petrolia. Very concerned Friday evening because we had actually issued evacuation orders for both Jolly and Petrolia, and that's serious. I called up David Hedges, superintendent of Petrolia, and I said, we're going to have to evacuate Petrolia, and he said, okay, I'll get the buses, and that was it. And a few minutes later, I got a call from Scott Clayton, from Henrietta Superintendents. We're sending buses. So it's just folks like that make you proud to live in Clay County and appreciate the neighbors that we have around here. Of course, we couldn't do it without our volunteer firemen. I do have a report that basically we got at least 3 trucks that are down right now as a result of fighting the fires. One I know in Jolly and Henrietta, and maybe one other too that's out there, and we'll find out more as it goes along because it's just very tough on equipment to go through the pastures and go through the rough area, especially after dark when you can't see what you're driving into. So it's just greatly appreciated of the men and women who've dedicated themselves to helping out their neighbors. Went into the Henrietta Volunteer Fire Department on Friday night. They had a crowd there making sandwiches and delivering them, bringing water, bringing in Gatorade. I know visited with Retta Collins. She made a run to Wichita and gathered up a whole load of stuff that they brought out. So everyone's involved. I visited with certainly Richard Lowry and Johnny G. They were on the maintainers, plowing fire guards throughout the area as Keith directed. And of course, Keith and Billy Carlton. Billy was on the scene as well, helping out. And we do appreciate folks like that just understand. They understand the assignment. They know what needs to be done, and they take care of it. So once again, I guess the thing right now is, as far as current condition, the Texas Forestry Service, Keith Birch, monitoring relative humidity and wind speed and all that right now. We're fairly confident that it won't flare back up again, but they're still walking the pastures and just knocking over the old tree stumps and what have you, scattering them out, making sure that they will be extinguished, as well. So we don't want to lose anything else. And of course, concern right now is the humidity drops and wind speed picks up again. We'll be back in the same shape because we are very, very dry. We're beginning to move into drought conditions once again, especially in the north end of the county. It's probably in worse shape than maybe the south end of the county is, so that's why we have to be so cautious and careful. Once again, let me remind you that during this time, for goodness sakes, do not burn brush piles, do not burn your trash bins, your trash barrels, that sort of thing. It can get away from you so quickly. Just use good common sense and caution. Those of you that are welders, you need to have a spotter and you need to have somebody watching. For those of you pulling trailers, make sure your chains are not dragging, that sort of thing. Certainly our railroads have been in the past a source of fire danger as well. They're doing things to improve that. Certainly they are aware of that situation too. So once again, I know you start thanking people, you get in trouble, but our sheriff's department did a yeoman's job of directing traffic, and they would say thank you to all the surrounding counties that pitched in. Couldn't have done it without our neighbors in directing traffic, TxDOT was there putting up signage, assisting with directing traffic, rerouting folks through that. We had 287 shut down from about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to around 8 o'clock at night. You can imagine what kind of crowd that'll cause. So that is an issue as well. So many people, DPS involved in that. You start naming names, you're going to get in trouble. But I just want to say thank you for your donations to the Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you for paying your taxes, because that helps as well as far as assisting with the volunteer fire departments, and just the men and women that have worked so hard. And when this time comes, they're just there. That's just the way it works. So it's never been a better time to live in Clay County. So once again, God bless you. God bless Clay County, and take care.